Get inside their head. They are thinking about you. This is what your specific person is thinking about while you're manifesting. Hi, everybody. I'm Robert Zink, your miracle mentor and alchemy success coach, along with Sheena Shah. And today, oh yes, we are soaring high like a big, beautiful eagle. We're always flying in the direction of your dreams and goals. High flyers, want to remind you to claim your 30 minutes of miracle mentoring and alchemy success coaching. Find out what a mentoring program can mean for your life. So Sheena, we're talking about what your SP, your specific person, is thinking about, what they're going through when you're manifesting them into your life. Now you have a story to share.
I do, and I actually haven't told Robert the story before. So a few years ago, when I started off doing what we are doing today, I learned about the law of assumption, self-concept, and there was a guy in my life who I was very into. And because I was so fearful and so worried, he basically started ghosting me, hot and cold behavior, had an argument, and then we just stopped talking. And there was zero contact. Now, at that point of time, when I learned this, law of assumption and understanding how we are all interconnected, I started working on manifesting him, and there was no contact for 2 to 3 months. Of course, there were a whole different things that I did, everything from affirmation, self-concept, sometimes visualization. And 2 to 3 months after we had not spoken, he suddenly just calls me up and we start talking. Now, out of curiosity, at one point, I asked him, why did you reach out to me after so long? And he said, Robert, that for 2 to 3 months, it was like I was living in his brain.
Wow.
He said it was like he could almost hear my voice in his head. He dreamt about me. And that's when I realized the power of what we keep talking about, which is everyone is you pushed out, and the fact that we are all interconnected.
So it's very interesting, high flyers. There is a prominent theory that says that one molecule emanating out of your voice box when you speak a word can, and oftentimes does, affect a molecule on the other side of the universe in the heart of a star.
Wow.
This is quantum physics, or the theory is based on quantum entanglement, and it indicates that we are more interconnected than we are separate.
Absolutely.
So while you were going through this experience with this man, you may have thought, as a lot of people do, well, he's not thinking about me. He doesn't have any interest in me. He's not calling me. He's ghosting me. But the truth of the matter is, you are living in his head, and he just hasn't reacted yet.
Absolutely. And his thoughts about me were the thoughts I was thinking about him and our relationship. People are only reflecting the story that you're telling them about yourself, about them, and most importantly, about the relationship.
And this is why a lot of times in mentoring, people will say, I want this specific person. I want this specific person. And we'll begin doing work. And I shift them from this whole notion of specific person to specific feeling. Because that's what you're really after, high flyers. You're after that feeling that that person gives you when you're around that person. So what happens is they will call and say, well, I've met this other person and I'm just feeling a lot for this person and things are really going great and I'm falling in love with this person. And then the old person shows up, the first person, the original SP. He shows up because you are attracting the specific feeling, not the specific person. And I think that's very important to note, that when you focus on the feeling, you attract all kinds of opportunities in your life. But it also keeps you from becoming obsessive. And obsessiveness, it just chokes the energy, and it stops the flow of energy between you and your SP. So
Absolutely. So, what is the most dominant assumption you have about yourself, about your specific person? And let's, instead of calling it specific person, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, the person's name, because when you refer to them, you would never call them a specific person. And what is your dominant assumption about your relationship? Are you talking to your friends about the fact that they're never going to forgive you? They don't call you? What is the story you're telling other people? What is the story you're telling yourself? So when you start persisting, which is staying focused, which is staying consistent in your assumptions, it could be a visualization, it could be affirmations, you start to shift into that feeling, which is the wish fulfilled, which is the living in the end. What Robert is talking about, the specific feeling. And that is what actually attracts that person into your reality.
Or someone better. Okay, keep that in mind. I know you don't want to hear that. They never want to hear that until they do hear it, until it happens. And then they come to me and go, slap me in the face, Robert. I found somebody. This guy is so much better, and he doesn't drink, or he doesn't ghost me, or he works for a living, or he has a good career, but he also makes me feel special and feel wonderful. So focus on the specific feeling. Look, at 90% of the time, you're going to attract the person that you have in mind. But you really want to focus on the feeling, because it's through feelings that we connect with the infinite field. So there is one thing that will interfere in your ability, no matter how strong your feelings are, no matter how brightly you broadcast them, if you allow doubt to come into your mind, it kind of cancels it out. It's like this. So I do affirmations. I am rich. I am attracting money. I am rich. I am attracting money. And then I go out to the mailbox and get all my bills. And I start worrying about my bills. So I think the most important thing for you to do during this particular period of time is to ignore the 3D world. Because the 3D world, it's going to have limitations. And those limitations are not where you're living. You're not attracting. You're not getting inside their head, and you're not getting them to think about you when you are focused on doubt. So you have to surrender the doubt. You have to give up the doubt. And you have to make a conscious effort to choose to know that you know that you know.
So, Robert, there was a client of mine who was incredibly obsessed with her specific person. She was obsessed about her ex-boyfriend. And she was like, Sheena, I don't know how to not obsess. And I said, if you really want to obsess, why don't you obsess about yourself? Think about your health. Think about what makes you happy. Trying new hobbies. Do things which make you feel amazing. Because if everyone is you pushed out, and if you're obsessing, choosing yourself, who do you think they're thinking about? But if all you're doing is thinking about them, they're thinking about them, which is going to create even more obsession and lack of energy towards what you desire.
Absolutely. So high flyers, if you're thinking positive, uplifting, powerful thoughts and feelings about the kind of feelings you desire to have in your life in regards to your specific person, in regards to your relationship, in regards to your marriage, and you're willing to eliminate the doubt, you will be surprised. You'll be shocked beyond your wildest dream. Did we leave anything out?
The last thing I would like to talk about is we hear a lot of this information, but how about testing it out for yourself? Take someone in your life who you're not very attached to and start changing your story, your assumptions about them, working on your self-concept, and see how they start showing up. Perhaps you even think about someone wearing a red shirt and see how quickly they start showing up exactly like that. Test the law so that you have the proof, and that makes your belief system stronger and hence attracts your person like this.
Thank you, Sheena. This has been amazing. I know people are going to get a lot out of it, and I want you to share your success story right down below. Let me just remind you that we are here almost every day of the week. We're going to be here even more often than that, okay? We are here all the time, morning, noon, and night for you. But you have to subscribe. That helps the algorithm. And click the bell icon so you know when we release our latest video. Thank you, Sheena.
My
You
pleasure.
have all the love you desire, and here's some other videos to help you on your journey.